Hey, Micah with Bayview here. Just wanted to quickly take you around my latest uh, backyard, front yard landscape transformation. I'm going to call it that because even though, well, I do have some pictures up before, but everything that you're seeing here was basically weeds. And so when the hurricane came through that, it destroyed the previous seawall, and a new seawall had to be built, which you can kind of see it there. And as a result, unfortunately, what was a beautiful St. Augustine grass yard pretty much got ruined. So we got called in to see what we could do to make it bring it back to its former glory. So this house here is right on the causeways, not too far from the Gulf in Largo, Florida. So it's kind of south of Clearwater for anybody that might be, might have, be wondering, you've never been here before or whatnot. So ultimately, the plan at the very beginning was to topsoil the top half, the flat half up there, which you can kind of see, which was ultimately going to be about 2,000 square feet. And as the project kind of progressed, that got changed to everything else. So side yard, front yard, both sides of the front and the entire back, which equates to right around 6,000 square feet. So not a small project at all, especially when you talk about all the prep work that has to be done. So my process here is basically I come in and I'll take a tiller, and usually I get a rear tine tiller, come through, knock out everything, all the weeds, everything like that, till up the ground. So everything that I do is done by hand. So I know a lot of people come in and they do machinery and everything like that, which I do use machinery, but on this job, everything was done by hand. Wheelbarrow, hand load wheelbarrows, pretty much every aspect of this job has been done by hand. So once I get the weeds out, once I get the old grass out, rake it all through, take that material out, all the waste material out, then I bring in topsoil. So between the front yard and the backyard, there was about 12 cubic yards of topsoil. Even though the soil that was here was already pretty good, but kind of beefing that up a little with some real nice topsoil is always a really, really good thing. And then basically go through and start the leveling process and kind of curl things down, on the slope down to the new seawall. You can see the part of the fence is missing. That is something that we're also taking care of. So we've done maybe about a third of it. The rest of it, so there's some materials that are missing, and those are so that fence is going to be completed by us as well. There's a little bit of garden edging, some mulching still needs to be done, so we still got about a day, maybe a day and a half to complete this project. But for me, I want to come through and I want to show, and so here you can see more. Still have a little bit of shaping to do on the sod, but coming through, taking a look, at everything we've done. So the side yard, nice and level. The quality of the sod. So we used Floratam, which is a variety of St. Augustine, which is really great. For direct sun areas. Also works well in the shade. So we have a little bit of both here, so we felt like Floratam was the way to go. You can see the quality of the sod is some of the best I've ever seen. Still have a little bit of shaping to do just around the corner there, and the other half of the front yard still needs to be completed, which you can kind of see it over the car there. And that'll be next. That'll all be done today. The shaping will all be done today. So ultimately, to say all of that. For one reason or another, we have become somewhat of a specialist in sod installs. And so this is actually our second one in a row that has been over, 6,000 square feet or over. So the projects seem to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But nothing that we shy away from. Start to finish, this project took about 2 weeks. There was a lot, like I said, there was a lot of work, a lot of prep work in it. But as you can see, the end result as to this point is absolutely beautiful. And so hopefully this video kind of speaks to the quality of our work. My grandfather once told me, and it's something that has stuck with me my entire life. He said, if you can't do something right, don't do nothing at all. So that's a philosophy that that I definitely try and live by. So every project I do, you can definitely expect us to put our best foot forward and get things done the right way, because there's a lot of people out there that want to just hurry through jobs and just want to try and get it done as quick as possible and then move on to the next job. While time is definitely a big consideration for everything that we do, at the same point in time, I'd rather take a little bit of extra time and do a top quality job than to rush through it and have things get screwed up and ultimately have to come back and replace things or watch see grass die or anything like that. Oh, by the way, on this job we also fixed up the irrigation. We added to the irrigation as well on it. So it's just another thing, another aspect of what we do at Bayview. So contact, all our contact information is here. So if you want to get in touch, like I said, we are definitely a company. I didn't start out this way to specialize in sod installs and resodding, but it certainly seems like that is the way that things have turned out. Also we do a lot of lawn maintenance as well, and taking care of things. We do a lot of dethatching, we do a lot of aeration, sanding, overseeding, fertilization, fungicide treatments, so we have our hands in a few different things, but it's all based around lawn care, maintenance, sod, and property maintenance. So again, my contact details are here. Feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to talk to you and see what we can do for you too. Thanks for watching.